Good afternoon and blessings out there, everybody. What's going on? It's your man, Rod Hickman, Generational Wealth Builders, where poverty ends with us. Look, so happy to come to you on this Thursday afternoon in the year of our Lord, 2026. Super excited to be here with you. Again, it's always good to be in the office. Not traveling as much as I used to anymore. So I'm now able, I guess, to take more advantage of being able to be on here and to share with each one of you about what it is that we are doing and how we are helping families save, grow, and make money. And so, with that being said, I'm just excited. Just trying to got some technical difficulties going on here, so y'all pray for me. But either way, let's go ahead and get into it. So, y'all know I've been talking a lot about retirement. I've been talking extreme amount about retirement because I believe that retirement is definitely something that whether you're younger or you're older, you need to definitely make and put to the forefront of your mind. I can tell you that as I grow older, retirement now is something that I think about a lot more so than I did when I was younger, right? Because at the end of the day, when you're younger, you think you're going to live forever, right? As you grow older, you realize, yeah, I ain't gonna really live forever, right? You get that understanding very quick when those bones start aching and popping, and you get up and all that. There, you mess around and move too fast. Yeah, any of my folks out there that's from 75 messed around and moved too fast and found out, oh, wait a minute, I gotta slow down, right? Absolutely. Those are the kind of things that happen as we grow older. And so here's something. I was talking with some agents this morning. I had some agents in the office this morning. I was talking with them. And one of the things that we talked about was because I asked them, and this is something that I do with our clients when I'm out in the field. But I asked them this question, and I was really taken aback seeing how their response was very interesting. Their response was literally the opposite of what I thought it would be. And so what it was, I thought, and I just knew that when I talked to them about retirement, I just knew that they were going to have the answers for retirement, but they did not. And simply what I did was, and I kind of want to put this out there in the group, right? What is your example of retirement, right? When you think about retirement, again, don't cheat now. Don't go use Chat GPT, right? But I really want you to think about it when it comes to retirement. What does your retirement look like? Can you sell me on your version of retirement? Is it, well, I ain't gonna have to work no more. I'm gonna be able to fish every day. I'm gonna be able to do this. I'm gonna be able to do that. What is retirement? And what I found out was they weren't able to say it. They struggled. Like I literally had to like pull out of them what retirement looks like. And I'm like, man, if I'm doing this for ladies that are in the financial services industry, and this is what we are paid to think about, what about the people that are out there that really don't think about retirement? They're like, hey, man, I'm putting to my 401k. That's my retirement, and I'll figure it out when I get there. What's going to happen to those folks? And sadly to say, those are going to be the people that when you get to that point, your retirement is not going to be what you think it's going to be. It's actually going to be a nightmare, or you're going to find where you cannot retire. And folks, that's something that I don't want to happen. That's why y'all see me on here crowing all the time about retirement related stuff, because again, I know I'm in that era. So I understand exactly the things that we think about, right? Again, I know some of you all are like, man, I got to get this house paid off. Man, she want another car. Man, I can't do that. Man, I got to do this. Man, I got to make sure that my health is good so that I don't go down. You know, there are a lot of different things that you now start to focus on because we're on that side of the clock. And so with that being said, I want to talk to you very simply, right? I'm going to make it very simple today. And I'm going to have links that you can actually go to and put your numbers in today. I'm going to be very simple today. Very easy lesson on today. So there are two factors that you must take into consideration as you plan for retirement. Two factors. You must take them into consideration as you plan for retirement, right? One of them is taxes. You must take taxation into retirement. You must. If you don't, you're going to mess around and be broke. The second one is inflation. And we're going to talk about those two. And it's going to be my endeavor to show you what it's going to look like if you don't, right? I know a lot of people are like, hey, man, well, I'm good, or this, that, and the third. But again, I really think that you need to see this. And I would actually ask that you would like and maybe share this with friends, with family, with loved ones, or people that you know who are actually in a position where they're thinking about retirement. I'm trying to go this here because I still got this technical difficulties here. Let me just do this here. I'll just do it like that. See if I can get this going. All right, y'all forgive me. All right, so let's get right into it. So the first thing that we want to take a look at are taxes. Now, folks, I can't tell y'all how I am not a fan of taxes. I know people say, hey, man, taxes, whatever, what have you. But look at here, man, let me tell you something. I personally think taxes are the worst. And I don't want anyone to be over here putting themselves in position where they're going to get got by taxes. So what most people do not know is that when you retire, all of that money is not yours, right? I'm say it again. When you retire, all of the money is not yours. And so with that being said, you need to make sure that if you have to pay taxes, you need to know what it is you're going to have to pay taxes on, right? So this is a very simple calculator that you can go in and fill out for yourself. You can go and say, okay, hey, Rod, all right, what do we got going on here? So you have to do a little bit of calculating, or you got to do a little bit of research. Because when you start talking about your annual Social Security income, you need to know whether or not you plan on taking income before you hit full retirement age or not, because there's a difference. And plus, you must know the amount that you're getting every year when it comes to Social Security. So this is something that you need to know. I am just going to use just some regular made up numbers, right? I'm going to use that, right? So let's say your annual Social Security income is $14,000, right? That's kind of middle of the road. Again, I'm not getting into the whether you're fully retired or whether you're not. When I say fully retired age, what that means is that money that you get from Social Security is not taxed. Meaning, if you were born like in the 40s or whatever the case may be, when the retirement age was 62, once you hit 62, you have hit full retirement age, right? For some of those that were born in the 50s, early 60s, your full retirement age is 65, and for some it's 67, and now for others it's going to be 70. So that's what you need to understand. When I say full retirement age, it's not saying that you can retire, but it's saying that when you can retire and your Social Security is not counted as income. That's what you got to know. If you are born in the 70s and you say, I'm going to retire at 62 and pull Social Security, yeah, you're about to see what's about to happen. All right, so let's say $14,000 is what they give you. Whether you have an annual pension, right? Most companies don't give out pensions anymore, right? But then the companies that do give out pensions, and I guess this would be a learning point for a lot of people right here. If you are working for a company that provides a pension, please do me this favor. Y'all put it in the chat. Say, Rod, I'm going to do you the favor. Please do me that favor. Go ask your HR how much money you're going to get when you retire. I'm going to say that again. Put that in the chat for me. Just put it down there in the comment section. Rod, I'm going to do you a favor. And that favor is I need you to go to your HR department and say, hey, how much is my pension going to be when I retire at such and such? That's what I need you to do for me. Please do that for me. Now, that being said, what's going to happen is if you take into consideration, when you take into consideration your pension income, some of you all are going to be very shocked, especially my teachers. Where my teachers at? All my teachers, oh Lord, they're finding out that after 25 years when you could take a drop, they're finding out that the amount of money they can make ain't worth nothing. And so what they have to do is they have to continue teaching, right? That's why I'm telling you, if you are getting a pension, go ask HR how much your pension is going to be. Please, I promise you, that's something that you definitely want to do. All right. So when we talk about your annual retirement account withdrawal, so let's say that you have a 401k, and let's be nice and say you have $1 million, right? Let's say that you have $1 million, and you take out $50,000. So if you take out $50,000 in your annual income, and let's say you're filing married, you, sir, you, ma'am, are going to have to pay $9,108 in taxes in retirement. Yep, there you see it for yourself. But Rod, I thought that my 401k, no, man, that says it's free money. Yeah, that's what you're paying taxes on. You're paying taxes on the growth. So think about that. In this example, you got $64,000 coming in. You got to pay 9 out. That's terrible. That is terrible. Right? That's what, 16%, somewhere thereabout, that you got to pay out in taxes. So guess what happens? So if we take that 9,000 out, that really means you're about $53,000. Now, somebody say, well, Rod, I can live good off $53,000. Okay. But let's just say you're somebody say, yeah, Rod, that ain't going to cut it for me. Man, I got to get me a part-time job. Okay, you get a part-time job. Let's say you make an additional $25,000 a year. Ooh. Wait a minute. Did your taxes just jump from 9,000 to 22,000? Absolutely. Absolutely. See, this is what most people don't take into consideration. So we go into retirement thinking, yeah, I got a pile of money, but you don't realize you're going to end up having to pay the piper. Now, again, this is just an estimate, but let's look at this, right? You're working to make extra money. Why is Uncle Sam getting you like this, right? You're working to make extra money, and now you're basically giving him $12,000 more dollars, $13,000 more dollars. Where does that make sense at? That makes sense in nowhere land. It's only some bizarre place. So ultimately, that $13,000, that means they're taking out of that $12,000, $25,000, they're taking the biggest share. That's what's happening, folks. That's another reason why we are in the situation that we are with respect to people who are unable to retire at this time. That's the problem. So that being said, let's keep on pushing, right? Here we go. Let me see. I'm trying to get my other thing here. All right. So now that's retirement. Now there you're seeing what's going on. But watch this. Now let's talk about inflation. Now, inflation, easily explained, is this. That is when your money no longer has its purchasing power. So let's come here. Let's clear this. All right. We're going to come here. Now, we're looking at the forward flat rate and calculation, or inflation calculation. Now, what does this mean? This means we're going to take a look at your money. So let me give you the scenario. So let's say that you have $500,000 in your retirement account. And you just realize, oh boy, Rod, I'm not ready to retire just yet, big dog. I'm going to have to work another 10 years. So I'm going to leave my $500,000 just sitting there, and I'm going to try to make some more bread. Okay, sweet. We have people that do that all the time. But watch this. Here's what I need you to understand. That $500,000, if the inflation rate is 3% in 10 years, guess what that means? That now means that this $500,000 needs to be $671,000 in order to be at the same purchasing power that it had 10 years ago. Simply put, if you don't have $671,000 in 10 years, then you don't have $500,000. Folks, these are the two things that drive and drill people's retirement, because people are not prepared for this. And these are the kind of things, and this is how we educate our clients, those that are clients with generational wealth builders. This is how we educate. We educate our clients by them being able to see exactly what it is that they're going to, and how to prepare so you don't drive off the cliff of retirement. But if you're not aware of these two factors, it's pretty safe to say you're not going to be able to retire in peace. When you retire, you will go back to work. That's just a given. And I don't want that for you. And you should not want that for you. You should say, hey, man, when I retire, I've worked, I've done my share, I'm out of here. But again, what does retirement look like for you? That's how I started this segment off. What does retirement look like for you? Do you know? Can you paint me a picture of retirement? Or for you, is it more or less like, I'll just deal with it when I get there? Folks, if you deal with it when you get there, those two instances I showed you, that's what's waiting for you. You're going to find out that taxes as well as inflation are going to keep you from retiring. And you should not want that. You should want to be in a position where you can retire and you can live your dreams. And folks, I'm telling you, it's not difficult. It is not difficult for you to set yourself up for success, but you must set yourself up. You've got to take the first step and be willing to look at it. I often reference, when I'm doing presentations in churches and in businesses and other places, I often reference the movie Bird Box. If you don't know what the movie Bird Box is, there was during the pandemic when this movie came out, there was some sort of eerie something or other, right? I don't know whether it was some bad juju from Chipotle or what. But what happened was, if people would look at something, they would somehow become possessed and they become very destructive. And so in the Bird Box, what you couldn't do is you couldn't look at it. Now, I still don't know what it is, but you weren't supposed to look at it. And if you looked at it, then it was like, oh, you became possessed or something like this, and you go and you wreck your car and bite off your arm, all this goofy stuff, right? So why am I bringing that up? A lot of people are treating their retirement like the Bird Box. They don't want to look at it. But sir, ma'am, you need to look at it. Unless you really want to put yourself in a bad position when you retire. At the time, please let me appeal to your humanity. At a time when you physically may not be able to take care of yourself, that's where your retirement is supposed to kick in. And that's where you're supposed to financially be able to take care of yourself, right? You should not be out here still trying to get in the rat race and do all this and DoorDash and get in and out the car and Uber and Lyft and all this other stuff. You should not be doing those things. You should be able to enjoy yourself in these latter days. And so my plea to you, sir, ma'am, is for the sake of your future self, take some time to make sure that your retirement is taken care of. If you don't take time to make sure that your retirement is inflation and tax resistant, then I'm just here to let you know your retirement days, when they should be your golden years, they're going to be a nightmare for you. And it's not like I'm speaking this into it. I'm telling you because it's what it is. It's the truth. So that's what I want. That's what I wanted to share today. I'm right at 20 minutes. That's really all I wanted to do. But for those of you out there, maybe you say, Rod, this is some good stuff. Maybe you say, Rod, my parents need to hear this. Rod, maybe you say, hey, man, this is, man, God almighty, bro. I didn't even think about this. Again, inbox me. Whatever platform you're seeing me on, just say, hey, Rod, let's chat. And we'll set up a complimentary consultation. Again, it costs you nothing. It costs you nothing, my friend. But let's just have the conversation. We have phenomenal leaders in our organization, like Monicia Sims. Again, she's one of our affiliate brokers. They're in the Memphis area. If you're in the Memphis area, reach out to Monicia Sims. She's the CEO of Next Level, Next Gen Wealth Academy, right? Again, we have leaders that are able to help you. We want to help you. That's what we're here for. We're not here just to be cute, even though we are. But we are here to help you. Maybe you say, hey, man, Rod, I'm in Georgia. I'm in Florida. We got a young man that's coming up, one of our affiliate brokers. His name is Terrence Newton. Sharp young man. Got a lot of excitement and a buzz around this young man. He's somebody who's growing. He's getting direct mentorship direct from me. So he's going to be able to help you in ways that, again, most people don't even understand. But again, we can have all this information. We're not gatekeeping, but we need you to show up for your own self. So again, that was my time today. Again, I always love coming on here. As I said, I'm not traveling as much anymore. So that means now I get a chance to do my videos like I used to. And this is a part of my job that I love. I love being able to share this information. So listen, get checked. Check your retirement out. Don't find yourself in a bad position because you didn't take time to make sure that your future you is good. And like I say, here's what I want you to do. Talk to your spouse about retirement. Take this question, go talk to your spouse. Hey, man, well, what does retirement look like for us? And then ask yourself, is what we have right now, is it sustainable? And if it's not, book your appointment. That's my time. Look, I'm Rod Hickman, Generational Wealth Builders, where poverty ends with us. As I always tell y'all, listen, knowledge is not power until it's applied. You can have an 18-wheeler truck gassed up and ready to go, but it's not until you apply the clutch and put it in gear that it's actually going to go and move and work for you. The same way with this education that I've shared with you on today. So I'm hoping that you'll take some time to put this into action. So until we come together again on the next time, y'all have a good day. God bless and bye-bye.